Jai Jinendra, very happy to welcome all of you all for this second session today uh, for learnings of French from our own dear Ashni. Ashni has mastered French quite a bit and she has been very happy to share it with all of us. I really like to thank Ashni and to Shri Shivji Devji KVO Kanyakaroni Fund. Its main motto and objective is to spread education, especially amongst the girls, women. We are very happy that today we are having an educational program and trying to meet up to the requirements of the trust. And for this, I would really like to thank the past and the present trustees, the office bearers, and the entire committee, without whose support all this was never possible. And we've decided to start on time today, although there are many people still entering. However, we will start. And today I have kept the chat messages closed right now. The feature of chat messages is closed completely. Ashni will conduct her session, and at some point of time, towards the end, we will allow the doubt session. That is when we will open up the chat box so you can, because otherwise it is very distracting. And there were many suggestions. We are trying to implement that too. We hope you have a very good experience. There were many of who have expressed your messages. However, you can still give your suggestions by evening after the session. Uh, Wish you all the best and enjoy learning French. Ashni, off to you. And there was a request yesterday to repeat numbers. If you can, please do so.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you so much. Okay. Hello, everyone. Après-midi and bonjour. I hope you all remember what we had done yesterday and you got a little bit time to maybe go through the audios that I sent or revise whatever we have done. So that's all. And I hope I was able to solve all your doubts which were sent through messages. If not, after this class also, you can do the same. I'll try to incorporate it today. So as suggested, we'll start revision of numbers. So let's begin with that. Now what we'll be doing is I'll be telling the number in English and French to repeat it after me. Okay. 1. The 2. 3. 4. 4. 5. 5. 6. 6. 7. 8. 8. 9. 9. 10. 11. 11. 12. 12. 13. 13. 14. 14. Cans, 15. If you look at the images I had sent you all yesterday, the spelling of cans is very different than what I'm pronouncing it. So please make sure you understand 15 is cans. Says 16. Again, a small thing here. 6 C and 16 says. Sees 16 says. 17 is these sets. 18. These wheat. 19. These nerve. And 20. Van. 20 is pronounced as van. And I forgot to start with 0. So 0 is zero. Zero. The worksheet that I have given you has numbers till millions. You can of course go through it and it will help you to know numbers ahead also. With this, I hope we are clear with numbers and we can start with fresh topic for today. We are starting with hardcore grammar today, the base of the language. And I can say maybe 60 to 70% of basic French grammar will be covered today itself. So please everyone, be careful, pay attention, and whenever you get a doubt, I request you write it down in your notebook. And in the end, when we open the chat box, you can send it to me, or maybe after the class, when the WhatsApp messages are open, send it also. So let's begin with a very simple topic: pronouns, subject pronouns. So, what are subject pronouns? In English, we have words like I, you, he, she, it, and they. That I, you, he, she, it, they. So same way in French also we have the same pronouns and they are called subject pronouns. Let's go through it. I'm sharing my screen. Everybody can see the subject pronouns now. So let's repeat one after the other. Je, je. Je means I. Yesterday, if you remember, we used it. Je my name is. There, the je that we used, it literally means I. Je. Tu. 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 Tu means you. If you are talking to a friend or if you are talking to somebody whom you know very nicely and you want to address him as you will say tu. The Hindi equivalent of tu will be tum or tu. Je, tu. Every repeat to me and listening to the pronunciations carefully. Third, what is he called? He is ill. 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 Then next is L. L is she. L. 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 I'm repeating from the beginning. Je, which means I. Tu, which means you. Il, which means he. Elle, which means she. Next one we have en. En. En means one. If you want to give a sentence like one likes to eat, one wants to dance. So that one is en. En. It is similar to he or she. En. After that we have nous. 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 Nous means we. If you want to address us, we, you use the pronoun nous. After that, vous. Vous also came in a lot of times yesterday, if you remember. Vous. Vous. Vous means you all. So, vous is the plural form of tu, and also it is the way of saying you. If you to talk to somebody who is elder to you, maybe a teacher, or maybe your parents, or maybe a stranger, that time you cannot address him as you. You will address him as vous. Hindi equivalent would be are. So again, repeating who has two meanings. One meaning is it is the plural form of you. It means you all, or it also means you formally when you want to give somebody respect. After that, we have ill. If you see the spell ILS, but I'm pronouncing it ill. I'm pronouncing same this one. He ill and they ill are pronouncing the same. The S is not pronounced. Ill. It means they for masculine people or things. And L. Again, LS is not pronounced. Same pronunciation as the she L. L. It means they, feminine. Ill. L. The pronunciation is same as the upper two. He and she. S not pronounced. Let's repeat once more. Je, I, tu, you, il, he, elle, she, on, one, nous, we, vous, you all or you in a formal way, they masculine, they feminine. One last time, this time I'm not repeating the translations, I'm only repeating the French word. Please be with me and repeat. Je, tu, il, elle, on, nous, vous, il, elle. So that is it about subject pronouns. These are the pronouns that we will be using now constantly. So I hope everybody is going through this. Please make sure you look at it properly because the next topic will be related to this. Of course, I will be sending this to you by WhatsApp after the class. So after this, after pronouns, let's move ahead to verbs. What are verbs? In English, we call it action words. Action words like to dance, to eat, to swim, to speak, to dress up, or to write, to read. All of these are action verbs. Every language forms its basis from verbs, of course. So in which also we have a verb. So let's look at the most important ones. But before that, let me tell you that the verbs and its formation is a little different than the English ones, okay? In French, there are two types of verbs, regular verbs and irregular verbs. So right now, first we are doing irregular verbs. Let me share my screen. There are two irregular verbs on the screen. First one is être. Être means to be. And avoir means to have. Now you might be wondering why is such a big table written below it? Because in French, the verbs change with every subject pronoun. Its formation changes. See, if you see there's a different word with tu, il, elle. It keeps on changing. Être, if you see the heading, it is called the unconjugated form. What does unconjugated mean? Unconjugated means something which is its main name, asli noun. But when you attach it with some noun, you have to change it or you have to conjugate it. Now, what does conjugating mean? Conjugating means that we have to change the spelling of the verb according to the subject pronoun. According to each pronoun, we change something. Honestly, we do this in English always, but we don't realize it. If you see English verb to be, English verb to be, everybody knows that. I am, you are, he is, she is, one is, we are, you are. These are forms of to be. If you see to have, I have, you have, he has, she has. The spelling changes. If you see, have changes into has. This is conjugation, but we never use the word conjugation in English. That is why we get a bit confused. So conjugation is simply a table of which verb will be used how in front of which subject pronoun. So regular ones are easier, but before going to the regular ones, these are the irregular ones which are very important and you have to by heart it. Okay. So let's move to the first and foremost irregular verb, être. 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 Repeat after me. Être. Être means to be. And in front of subject noun, let us see how it behaves. Je suis. It means I am. Je suis. Tu es. You are. Tu es. You are. Il est. He is. Il est. He is. Elle est. She is. Elle est. She is. On est. On est. One is. You can ignore the second part, we are, because it forms advanced French. You can only focus on one is. Nous sommes. Nous sommes. We are. Vous êtes. You are. Now, vous again, vous is for formal or plural. Vous êtes. You are. Ils sont. They are masculine or boys. Elles sont. They are feminine or girls. Ils sont. Elles sont. If you see, the pronunciation is quite different from what is written. If you see, this is written as EST, but I'm pronouncing it as A. So please make sure you listen to the pronunciation properly. Je suis. Tu es. Il est. Elle est. On est. Nous sommes. Vous êtes. Ils sont. Elles sont. Repeating it for the one last time. Please repeat after me. A. Il est. Elle est. On est. Nous sommes. Vous êtes. Ils sont. Elles sont. So this was the table of to be or être. This whole table you have to by heart. Okay? Whole table you have to by heart. Now let's look at avoir. 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 Avoir means to have. J'ai. I have. You have. You are. You have. It are. He has. Il a. He has. Elle a. She has. Elle a. She has. On a. One has. On a. One has. Nous avons, we have. Nous avons, we have. Vous avez, you have. Vous avez, you have. Ils ont, they have. Elles ont, they have for girls. Ils ont, elles ont. Let's repeat again from the beginning. J'ai, tu as, il a, elle a, on a, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, elles ont. So that is it. I would request everybody to go through both the tables once more. These tables have to be by hearted. These are two irregular verbs, very important, most important irregular verbs. Repeating the preposition also one more time. Être, je suis, tu es, il est, elle est, on est, nous sommes, vous êtes, ils sont, elles, avoir, j'ai, tu as, il a, elle a, on a, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, elles ont. So that's about these two verbs, to be and to have. We have to do one more irregular verb, which is aller. Aller means to go. To go. But before moving there, I just want to share some examples, which right I'm saying really, but when I send the documents, I will be sending the examples also. Let's take an example for avoir. J'ai un stylo. J'ai un stylo. It will mean I have a pen. J'ai un stylo. I have a pen. Il a un livre. Il a un livre. It means he has a book. I'm using the examples that we used in the last class so that you can brush it up. Il a un livre, has a book. Let's try one example here. Je suis, what will we take? Okay, je suis Indian. Je suis Indian. It means I am Indian. Don't worry, I will send these to you, examples and the pronunciations. So don't worry about that. Now let's move to the next one. Now I'm moving to the third irregular, aller. Give me a minute. Before I start, I just want you all to know that the subject pronoun on that we learned, on, is exceptional. It is necessary to use it always. It is a very rare case, but I just told it to you so that in case you come in front of on, you are not scared that which pronoun is it. Generally, people tend to omit on, and it is totally fine to omit it. Let's move to aller. Aller is another irregular, which means to go. Let's look at conjugation. Conjugation, which means formation with different subject pronouns. Je vais, Je vais, it means I go or I am going. There is no present continuous tense in French. So I go and I am going both can be used interchangeably. Je vais, I go. Tu vas, you go. Tu vas, you go. Il va, he goes. Va, he goes. And why have they given it here? It also because if you remember French, non-livings also have a gender, but in English they don't. So for translating it in English, they have given it. Il va, he or it goes. Elle va, she or it goes. Elle va, she or it goes. Nous allons, we go. Nous allons, we go. Allez, you go. Plural. Zai, you go. Plural. Again, if somebody has a doubt that why am I pronouncing the last letter here? Because following word is starting with a vowel. So whenever the second word is starting with a vowel, you pronounce the last letter of the first word. Ils vont. Here I'm pronouncing the last letter. I'm pronouncing il. Ils vont. They go, masculine form. Elles vont. They go, feminine form. Elles vont. Let's repeat once more, but without the English meaning. Je vais. Tu vas. Il va. Elle va. Nous allons. Vous allez. Ils vont. Elles vont. Let's do it once more. Aller. Aller, to go. Aller is its unconjugated form or its actual name. Aller is the name of the verb. But when you start to conjugate it or when you write it with different subject pronouns, this is how its spelling changes. Je vais. Tu vas. Il va. Elle va. Nous allons. Vous allez. Ils vont. Elles vont. So take a minute, go through this. If you have any difficulties, you can note it down. And in case of any difficulties overall in the pronunciation, please do not worry because I will send the voice notes also. So that will work. This complete the three most important irregular verbs. I hope everyone went through this. Now I've turned off the and I'm doing that. Also, I suggest everybody, please, if you want, you can take running notes so you feel necessary because not everything is written in the notes what I speak, correct? Sometimes some pointers, some pronunciations, you can write it down. So now let's look at the other type of verbs. As we discussed, two types, regular and irregular. There are many irregular verbs, but we have done the three important ones. Now, let's move to the regular category. We'll move to the regular category now. I hope you write this because not in the pictures. Regular category in regular of verbs, there are three kinds. Three kinds. ER ending, IR ending, and RE ending. ER ending, IR ending, and RE ending verbs. So it means there are list of regular verbs which end with ER, list of regular verbs which end with IR, and there is a list of regular verbs which end with RE, and they follow a fixed pattern. So all ER verbs are conjugated in the same way. All IR verbs are conjugated in the same way. And all RE verbs are conjugated in the same way. So all the verbs have fixed pattern. So it makes it very easy for you, you know. If you remember the conjugation or if you remember the pattern of ER verbs, then there can be, for example, 1,000 ER verbs and you will be able to use all without even by hearting. So let's see how this happens. Okay. So before I start screen sharing, I just want you all to write one. Please write it down, whatever I'm saying. Regular verbs have a definite pattern. Regular verbs have a definite pattern. Now, what are the steps or what is the pattern? So, cut, 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 ER, ER, IR, or RE. So, if the verb is ER ending verb, you will cut the ER. If the verb is I ending, you will cut the IR. And if the verb is RE ending verb, you will cut the RE. Please do not present your screens. Only I am supposed to do that, nobody else. So what you have to do is take the verb and cut its ending. After cutting the ending, what we do? Let's see. Somebody starting sharing, you are disturbing the entire class. Please don't do that. So after cutting ER, what do we do? For cutting IR and cutting RE, we add the following endings. So I need everybody by these. Whenever it is je, you add E. You will not understand it directly, but when I give you example, you will. Please don't worry. Right now, you just have to by heart the endings for each type of verb. Yes, the ending is this: E, ES, E, ONS, Z, ENT. If you see ill, L, and O is written together only because their spelling is always the same. For ER verbs, what are the endings? E, ES, E, ONS, EZ, ENT. E, ES, E is with je, ES with E is with ill, L or O, ONS is with nu, EZ is with bo, and ENT with ILS or ill or L. Okay? These are endings for ER verbs. Don't worry if you feel a bit confused. I'm going to give you examples which will make it easy. So let's take an example for ER verb right now. I'm moving to another screen. Yeah. Here below only I'm going to write it down for you now. ER verbs. So a parley. Parley means to speak. To speak. Parler means to speak. So if I want to conjugate this, how will I do? As I told you the step, the first step is to cut the ER. So what I do is cut the ER. So what does it become? Pal. Now to this pal, I'm going to add all the endings that we just learned. So let's see how it goes. Je, P-A-R-L, and what was the ending? If you all remember, was E. Then tu, P-A-R-L, what was the ending? Es. Il, ending was E. L, again, il and L will always have the same ending with O. Also the same. Nu. What was the ending for nu? Parlons, O-N-S. The ending for nu was O-N-S. Vous, ending is EZ. And il with S, that is plural, the ending was ENT. And L also, the ending was ENT. So let me repeat what I did. I took a regular ER verb, for example, parler, which means to speak. Then, as the rule says, I had cut the ER. When I cut ER, what remains is pal. And to pal, I added the endings that we just learned. E, ESE, ONS, EZ, ENT. Repeat E, ESE, ONS, EZ, ENT. And how when I added because to je, I added E. To tu, I added ES. To il, I added E. To us, I added the E. To on, I added E. Nu, I added ONS. Vous, I added EZ. Il, I added EN. And L also, I added ENT. So this, will follow for all the verbs. Now, any regular verb which ends with E, you have to use the same steps and you can conjugate it. You can form it. Okay? So now let's move to pronunciation of this. Je parle, parle, il parle, elle parle, on parle. If you see, the pronunciation is same for the first five, exactly the same. Nous parlons, vous parlez, il parle, elle parle. Last two also, the pronunciation is same as the top five. The pronunciation goes like je parle, tu parles, il parle, elle parle, on parle, nous parlons, vous parlez, il parle, elle parle. And now what does this mean? This means I speak, you speak, he speaks, she speaks, one speaks, we speak, you speak, they speak in masculine, speak in feminine. So if you remember this much, you remember how to conjugate thousands of verbs. Thousands of ER verbs are conjugated in the same way, same pattern. After this, let's move to IR. Again, the drill is the same. You have to cut the IR and add the following endings in the verb. IS, Let's go through the endings. With je, the ending is is. With tu, the ending is is. With l on, it is it. With nu, it is issons. With vu, it is issz. And with il or l plural, it is issent. Let's repeat. Is, it, issons, issez, issent, it, issons, issez, issent. So forming ER verbs also we have the same. IR verbs also we have the same drill. IR verbs. So for example, I am taking finir. Finir means to finish. And what does the step tell us? The step tells us to cut the ending. So cut ending IR. So what remains? FIN. And now to this, into the endings that we just saw. And the end we just saw. Is, here also is, it, in L it was again it, also it, nu, anybody remembers what was ISNS, vu, ISSEZ, il, ISSENT, and L also ISSENT. So the crack rule is that you have to by-heart the endings. If you by-heart the endings, you will be able to master it all the verbs. So let's see this pronunciation. Je finis, tu finis, il finit, elle finit, on finit, nous finissons, nous finissons, vous finissez, vous finissez, ils finissent, elles finissent. Let's repeat. Je finis, tu finis, il finit, elle finit, on finit, nous finissons, vous finissez, ils finissent, elles finissent. I hope this much is clear. Now let me tell you the this mean. I finish, you finish, he finishes, she finishes, finish, we finish, you all finish, they finish for masculine, and they finish for feminine. So in this way, you can conjugate all the regular IR verbs. I'm going to list all the regular verbs, so don't worry about that also, that which verbs are what. Now let's move verbs. Third type. Verbs that end in RE. This is easier. The endings are easier. With J, it is S. CU also, it is S. In ill, L, don't add anything. We only keep the root that we had cut. That's all. Nu, it is ONS. For nu, it is ONS. For woo, it is EZ. For who is EZ. And for ill or L, in plural, it is ENT. Ill or L plural, it is ENT. S, S, nothing. ONS, EZ, ENT. S, S, nothing. ONS, EZ, ENT. So now let's do one thing. We'll again conjugate one verb. This time, let's take an RE verb. What will we take? Okay. RE verb. Let's take perdre. Perdre means to lose. So how will we do? As we learned, cut the RE ending. So what remains? Perd. So let's start. So perd with S. With S. Ill perd. Now in ill, L and O, we saw we don't have to add anything. So we will only write this root form, stem of the word. Only this much. L O perd. What was the info? It was perdon, ONS. Nous perdons. What info vous, if you remember? EZ. Il, ENT. And L, also ENT. Let's see how it is pronounced. Je perd. Tu perds. Il perd. I'll perd. On perd. Nous perdons. Vous perdez. Ils perdent. Elles perdent. Repeating again. Je perd. Tu perds. Ils perdent. Elles perdent. On perd. Nous perdons. Vous perdez. Ils perdent. Elles perdent. Now here also, if you notice, except for the nu and the vous form, everything is pronounced in the same way. Everything is pronounced perd. Same as in ER verbs. Except for nu and vu, everything is pronounced in the same way, paired. So what does this mean? It means I lose, you lose, he loses, she loses, one loses, we lose, or they lose masculine, they lose. I hope everybody is clear till now with the example. I will repeat the steps once more. So what we discussed till now was that there are three types of regular verbs: ER ending, IR ending, and RE ending. So you get list of those verbs. So you have to follow a particular pattern for each type of verb. So what you do is, first you cut the ending, whether the ending is ER, you cut the ending and then add these words to the end. This can work for all the regular verbs. I'm going to give you a list with a dozen of verbs, and you can now conjugate all of them by using these simple steps. That is ER or cut IR or cut RE and then add these endings. One more thing about pronunciation. In ER form and RE form, je, tu, il, el, on and il, el are pronounced in the same way. ER and RE, je, tu, il, el, and il, el are pronounced in the same way. And in IR verbs, je, tu, il, el, and on. These 5 parts are pronounced in the same way. Repeating pronunciation once more, but right now I want everybody to do a small exercise. In your notebooks, I want you to count one by one of each type. One second. On the spelling of écouter, there is a small line on the top of E. One second. I'm just making it clear for you. Increasing the thickness and making it clear. Yeah. On E, you have this line, accent. Écouter means to listen. Finir means to finish. And vendre means to sell. I want all of you to conjugate these in your notebooks. First, write the question, write these 3 questions in the notebook, then I will move to the endings part so that you can see the endings and conjugate it. You have to do it on your own. After 5 minutes, we'll be discussing it. First, write these 3 questions in the notebook, then I will move to the endings page, endings image that we were seeing, and then you have to try and solve it. At 6 o'clock exactly, I'm shifting the page and going to the endings image. So please copy the question. I hope everybody is copying the question. I'm going to shift the screen in a minute. What you have to do is you have to,
Ashni,
yes.
the question is not visible. The ending screen is only visible. Ending screen.
Oh, okay. That's not visible. I'm so sorry. Okay, here are the questions. Sorry. Thank you, ma'am. Here are the questions. Écouter, to listen. Finir, to finish. And vendre, to sell. Please copy these three as questions. And then you have to conjugate it according to the endings. Écouter, to listen. Finir, to finish. And vendre, to sell. Écouter is ER ending, finir is IR, and vendre is RE. I hope you all have written the questions. I'm moving to the ending screen now. I'm repeating the drill once more. We have to do the verb, ER, IR, or RE, whatever it has, and then add the following endings. One more, you will also write the subject pronoun with it. You will write je and then the word. Tu and the word. You all have time till 6:10. At 6:10, we will discuss the answer. This is hardcore grammar, so it might take some time, but don't worry, you will master it gradually. Today we are just learning it. You need to give it at least 1 week to understand different verbs and practice this every day. Then you will be able to conjugate it very nicely. If you complete quickly, what you all can do is try to by heart the endings. By mother read, you all can by heart the endings. Five more minutes for you to complete all the three verbs. Last 3 minutes. If you have completed endings, last I hope everybody has completed now because I'll be showing you the answers and giving you the pronunciations for three verbs that you have just now conjugated. Let's move ahead. 1 second. I have shared the wrong screen. Just give me a minute. I'm sharing answers, everyone. Okay. So here are the answers for the 3 verbs that you just conjugated. Let's look at ekute first. I am giving you the pronunciation right because of course you can see the spellings from the image only. I'm giving you the pronunciation with some pronoun before it. One thing that you have to note here, if you see here, became J apostrophe. So this is a rule. In front of vowels, J becomes only J, it becomes J apostrophe. So here it becomes Jekut. You have to check also. Jekut, Tiu ekut, Il ekut, El ekut, Nous écoutons, vous écoutez, ils écoutent, elles écoutent. Reading smooth. J'écoute, tu écoutes, écoute, elle écoute, nous écoutons, vous écoutez, ils écoutent, elles écoutent. If you notice, they have not given on here. Oh, as I told you, it is restrictive use. You can use it, you cannot use it. It is your choice. But if you have written about on, the conjugation will be same as il or elle. Let's look at finir, the IR verb. Je finis, tu finis, il finit, elle finit, nous finissons. Repeating once more. Nous finissons, vous finissez, vous finissez, ils finissent, elles finissent. Repeating finir again. Je finis, tu finis, il finit, elle finit, nous finissons, vous finissez, ils finissent, elles finissent. I hope everybody is getting things correct. Let's move to the third one, Vandra. Vandra means to sell. And what we do here is cut RE and add the endings. Je bond, tu bond, il bond, elle bond, nous bondons, vous bondez, il bond, elle bond. Je bond, tu bond, il bond, elle bond, nous bondons, vous bondez, il bond, elle bond. So that is it. If you master this much, trust me, you have completed 60 to 70% of basic French grammar or present tense grammar. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to mail, sorry, not mail, but WhatsApp this list, the list that I'm sharing in a minute. Yeah. I'm going to WhatsApp this list to you. list of ER verbs, list of IR verbs, and list of RE verbs. So one thing you should know that these are not all verbs that exist in the world. Of course, in English also still we don't know all the verbs, but these are the verbs that you require in day-to-day life and in general aspect. Okay, these are the verbs which are sufficient for you to be able to speak more than 100 sentences. Okay, and for normal life, or even if you go to France, these words are going to be enough. You don't need much more. And all the verbs will follow the same drill. What was the drill? Let's repeat once more. You take the verb, you cut its ER, IR, or RE, then you add the endings that we just studied. Okay. Now, one more thing, you might have a doubt like how to pronounce each of this verb. And even if I pronounce it right now, you will forget it. So I have a suggestion for you, an app suggestion. This app is called Google Translate. Google Translate. You can put settings as French to English or English to French, and it translates things for you. But one thing, a big disclaimer, don't ever try to translate sentences using it because it does not do it well. Why I want you to use this app is if you type the word, for example, ADORER, adore, it's pronounced as adore, to adore. If you write adore in the French section, there will be a music icon. And if you click on it, you get the pronunciation. Or even better, actually, no need to download an app if you don't want to. You can just go on Google and write French pronunciation adore or French pronunciation habite, whichever word you want. And Google will give you the music or pronunciation. And once you practice 2 or 3 verbs, you will be able to pronounce all of them. Trust me, don't worry. And this is far way extensive for me to cover right now because it covers almost 40 to 50 verbs. So I would suggest slowly, you can pick up one verb each day, try to conjugate it and listen to its pronunciation online. Okay, I will be sending this to you. Just an exception if you know manger.
Request you to put off your video.
Sorry, ma'am?
Stuti Gala. I request you to put your video off.
Okay, if you see manger here, manger to eat, I have put stars because in new form they have an extra e. Nu manger. Nu manger. Other than that, the whole formation is same. Only this tiny change. That is why I have put a star there. Again, my suggestion would be go slow. Every day, conjugate one verb. Slowly, you will get the drill of it, and it is very easy. Trust me, very easy. I will be sharing this with you. You can just go through the verbs that are there. That's all. So, with this, I finished very important part of grammar. That is the regular and irregular present tense verbs. There are more irregulars, but for basic, these are more than enough. So I hope everybody is clear with it. Don't worry about the pronunciations. It takes a little time, of course. It's a new language. It will take some time, but I'll send you audios. And as I said, on internet also, you will be able to find more. Now, after such a hardcore grammar topic, let's move to something light and simple. Very easy thing. It will not even take much time. We are moving to days of the week. Days of the week, it is called les jours de la semaine. Les jours de la semaine. Les jours de la semaine means days of the weeks. Now, if you see here, they have given English words and its French word also. And below, in 3 letters, they have written the short form. of the same. Okay. So without further ado, let's begin. Landi. Landi. It's Monday. Mardi. Mardi. Tuesday. Mercredi. 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 Wednesday. Jeudi. Jeudi. Thursday. Vendredi. 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 Friday. Samedi. Samedi. Saturday. And last, dimanche. Dimanche. Sunday. Let's repeat again slowly, and I hope everybody is repeating after me. Lundy, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi, dimanche. Once more. Lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi, dimanche. Very good. Now, what is the date today? Today is Mardi, Tuesday. And repeating the heading also once more. Les jours de la semaine. Les jours de la semaine. Repeat. I hope everyone is clear with this. After this, we'll move to the last part for the day, months of the year. I'm just sharing my screen. I will suggest all of you all once send pictures. Please don't rely on pictures, write it down. Write everything in the book. Written work is always better. So here we have months of the year. Mois de l'année. Mois de l'année. Mois de l'année. Months of the year. So let's begin now. Janvier, Janvier, January. Février, 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 February. Mars, Mars, March, Avril, Avril, April, May, May, May. Now listen to this carefully. Juin, 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 June. Juin. Juin. June. Next one also the pronunciation is different. Juillet. 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 Juillet means July. You don't pronounce the double L. Moving forward. Août. 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 August. Septembre. 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 September. October. 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 November. 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 And the last one, December. 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 Let's repeat once more. Janvier. Février. Mars. Avril. Mai. Juin. Juillet. Août. Septembre. Octobre. Novembre. December. One last time. Janvier. Février. Mars. Avril. Mai. Juin. Juillet. Août. Septembre. Octobre. Novembre. December. Heading is called mois de l'année. Mois de l'année. So that's it for today. We have completed almost everything. One thing before ma'am turns on the comment section, if you have any doubts in pronunciations, try to avoid putting it here because I'm going to send you audios anyways. So you will be able to understand it through the audios. So pronunciation doubts you can ignore here. Other than that, whatever doubts you have, you can put it. And one more thing, our next session is on Thursday. So by Thursday, it would be great if you could just by heart the conjugations that we learned today. We are going to learn how to write myself. And in order to write myself, of course, you need to know how to conjugate the verbs. So you have 1 day gap. Please try to by heart as much as possible. Ilana, over to you.
Yeah. I'm just, yeah, now you can send your chat messages. I've just changed the setting.
Yeah. Please try to avoid the messages about pronunciations because I will send the pronunciations through audio by tonight. And all the pictures will be shared.
You have doubts or questions, you can raise it over here in the chat message.
Okay. Drashti is asking what is the difference between regular and irregular. So irregular verbs do not follow a particular pattern. Irregular verb, you have to by heart the whole table. Like we by hearted 3 tables in the beginning. Etre, avoir and aller. Whereas regular verbs, if you the ending, you can conjugate